Welcome back, Legendary Potato here. Today I want to talk to you guys about the next big update for Minecraft console editions, because just recently we got new gameplay. We're able to see the new update, what they're working on and stuff like that, so I'm going to kind of show it off, explain what's going on in each of it, kind of show what's confirmed and what we can expect in the next big update. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it, but let's get right into it. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like. But anyways, the first feature here is the new controls. So you're able to now control how your controllers are. There's a little pun intended. So you can change how your things are laid out, so every single button can be remapped accordingly. Unlike before, you were only able to have 3 different presets, and then you could change things like invert, look, and southpaw, and that was about as much as you could do. But now you're able to choose everything the way you want it. You can customize the controller the way you want and kind of optimize it for your own personal benefit, doing in that sort of way, which I think is really cool. I feel like games kind of needed this for a very long time, so for it to finally have it, I think is a really cool thing. So as you can see, there's just options to change, like the drop button or the fly jump button and stuff like that. There's just tons of options that you can change. As you can see, there's a whole list down below as well, but as you can see on the screen, there's just a little bit, but I think it's really cool that they finally added this, just since it's like a feature that a lot of people have kind of wanted for a very long time. As you can see, there's all the features there, but it's a feature that people have wanted for such a long time, and now that we finally have it, like 5 years later after the game came out, it's about time it came, and I'm glad it finally did, so that's great on their part. I'm glad that they did that. I'll probably be taking advantage of that, maybe change my controls, or maybe I'm a little used to them. I'm not really sure yet. I'll kind of think about it, of course, but I feel like that's something to consider as well. But the next feature here is dual wielding. So basically, you can only have 2 items, so it's not really a fully done dual wield like how it is on PC. However, it is a start, so that is kind of nice as well. So as you can see, they're holding a map in their main hand there, but if they go and put it onto their left hand, you'll see in a little bit here, you'll see that you can put a map or you can put arrows on. That's the only thing you can put on right now, so we'll see in the future if they allow you to put like food and torches and stuff like that, but for right now it's kind of still a work in progress. They're still making it kind of work the way it should, but as you can see, he's holding the map in his hand. You can still see like where you are with the coordinates, and you can also see the map while also holding a thing like a sword or holding food or doing whatever you want, which is kind of cool as well. So you can kind of take advantage of having your left hand finally, which is nice. And we'll see if it fully comes out to have like fully, like a much more full done out dual wield, which would be really cool, like how it is on PC. But we'll see, of course. But since you can only have arrows, it's a little unfortunate. I think it could have been a little better, but we'll see if they make more of it before they release the actual update, or what they're going to do with it. I'm not really too sure yet, but I would like to see more on the dual wield, because I feel like it's not really taking much advantage of the feature, just having 2 items to have in there, which one of which is just a map, which some people don't even like to use. But anyways, that's the dual wield feature, so we'll move on from that. So here is the shulker box. So shulker boxes are a really cool new kind of way to store your stuff. So it's pretty much like a chest, but basically you need to kill some shulkers and you'll get a shulker box, which you can then make into the actual shulker box chest thing, which then when you break it, it actually keeps your items inside of it. So if you put items inside there, you decide to break it, you want to take it with you, it's pretty much like a backpack. You can take it with you, take all your stuff, and nothing comes out of it, which is really neat as well. So it is a backpack in sort of a way, but it is a very end game item. You like my pun there? But yeah, so it's pretty much a cool item. You just need a chest and 2 shulker box pieces, and you're good to go. And you can have a really cool shulker box. You could show it off, show how cool you are, and it has a cool little animation as well. So they'll put it off right there, and as you can see, they'll open it and it'll make a really cool effect. But I think it's really cool that we finally got this as well, that we finally have shulker boxes. It's kind of a big deal, and it'll be really helpful for survival and stuff. So as you can see, it kind of did its little animation thing there, which is really neat as well. So I kind of like that. I think it's going to be a really useful feature. It's probably one of the most exciting features on this list, but it is not the only one as well. There's still more as well. So that's the shulker box. I'm sure you understand it by now. Let's continue on anyways. So now we're going to show off concrete. So concrete is pretty much like a new way to kind of build and stuff. So it's basically just a new variation of colored blocks. It looks a lot brighter, and you can also make it out of, it's kind of like this sand gravity affected block, which then it turns into this actual concrete when it touches water, which is really cool to show off as well. So you can make sand kind of variation of a block and turn it into like an actual solid block, which is really cool. I think that's neat as well. It's kind of a neat feature to actually make solid concrete in the game, since it's something that really, you know, adds more to like depth to how you can build your maps and stuff. As well as that, you get like the terracotta blocks, which are basically just like custom designs of those concrete blocks, so you can get some really cool patterns and stuff, which I think is neat. So as long as people, you know, use those patterns to the fullest potential, I feel like it could really have some real potential of map making and stuff, how people are going to make like their areas, you know, their builds and stuff like that. I feel like it would be really cool. But you know, I don't really think I'm a big fan of the whole like terracotta designs and stuff, but I feel like it's still cool to see what people could use with those. It's a lot more of a, you know, a varying block versus everything else kind of can be a little plain sometimes. So to have a lot of new blocks and a lot of new options like this, I think is really cool for the game, and we'll kind of see exactly, you know, what people use with it as well. So here they're going to be showing off as well is that iron nuggets can also be made, so it's pretty cool. So if you have an item like a shovel or something, so like an iron shovel, you cook that item, it's going to then turn it into an iron nugget, which then you can use to turn into iron. So you can get your iron back if you decide, hey, I don't want this shovel anymore, or you get a shovel from like a zombie drop, you can turn it into iron and actually use it for something else if you want to. Obviously it's not as efficient as, you know, if you make the shovel, then, you know, you're kind of losing iron along the way. But if you're just getting shovels somewhere, then it's a really cool, useful feature to get some iron back and use it for something else if you want to. So it's kind of like a free way to a free way to get some iron from, you know, drops and stuff, which makes it more convenient, since, you know, zombies don't always drop just iron ingots. Sometimes you get like an iron sword or iron shovel, so that's kind of neat and helpful in that sort of way, and I like it for that. So I'll definitely take advantage of that in survival and stuff like that. I think that'd be really useful. But I assumed they would do the same thing for gold as well. So if you have a gold tool, then you can turn it back into gold and do that sort of thing. I think that would be really neat and just helpful if, in case if you know, you have like a zombie spawner or a zombie pigment spawner, then you can turn it into gold and, you know, make it more efficient that way as well. So another feature is the fireworks and elytra feature. So basically, you can now fly around with fireworks in your inventory. So if you use a firework, it's going to lift your elytra, so you can get more distance, get more speed. So you don't have to use the you know, kind of annoying and tedious bow trick where you'd have to use punch 2 and kind of hit yourself. You know, that's kind of annoying and stuff, but it was kind of cool. You can now use fireworks to kind of fly around, and I think it's a really nice feature that you can, you know, not have to worry about getting a punch 2 bow, fly around that way, because it's just kind of annoying. It damages your armor and does all that kind of, you know, problematic stuff. So just having fireworks in your inventory, you're good to go, and you kind of know exactly what you need to do with it, and I think that's kind of neat as well. It's a lot easier as well. It's not like you have to be precise. You can just use the firework and it does its thing, which I think is nice. So the last feature is pick block feature. So I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but basically what pick block is you can now pick a block when you're in creative. You can choose that block that you're touching or kind of looking at, and you can put that into your hotbar, which is really cool. So if, it's a feature on PC where you kind of just click and it basically gives you the item that you're looking at into your hotbar. It's really neat. So you have to give it you know how there's the new controls, you have to actually give it a control for it to use it, otherwise you won't be able to use it, it won't work. So you have to actually, you know, give it to some sort of thing. So you could give it to like a D-pad thing, or give it to like, you know, one of the buttons that you're already using and switch things around. It kind of works in that way, which I think is cool. So you can kind of decide how you want to, you know, efficiently work in creative mode, which I think is really neat. Just being able to customize and do that sort of thing and kind of pick the block quickly instead of having to search into your inventory and try to grab the block painstakingly that you're trying to get. I feel like it's going to be helpful for me since I'm a map maker. I like being able to, you know, quickly build, and, you know, having this feature would be really helpful for me to just be like, all right, that's the block I want, take that, and then go back, continue building. But when I like to clear my inventory in case, you know, things get a little messy, then, you know, I have to go grab the blocks that I want again instead of, you know, Now I can just go ahead and just pick the blocks on the ground or on the wall, just say, all right, I want these again, let's go with that, and that sounds good to me. So hopefully this video was informative. Let me know what you guys think of the features. I think these are all really cool features. I'm looking forward to them. It's going to be a cool update. I don't know when it's coming out yet, but it's probably going to be soon. I assume they'll release it during the summer. They usually do a summer update, so that should be pretty cool. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel so you don't miss content like this every single day. But have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So have a good one. Peace out.